way. I would love to just take straight from the coast all the way through to the mountains. I would love to do that sometime. Now, there's one section though of Highway 64 that you can't take a camper on. You have to take an alternate route around one part of 64 because you would not want to take a camper through those mountains. There is this one part where there is no guardrail. You're riding right next to a cliff and very curvy roads. I don't recommend that one for a camper anytime. Well, we just stopped at this truck stop to get some breakfast, and the line took a lot longer than we wanted to, so we were in a hurry to get out of here. Well, we can finally say we're in the coastal area. We've got about 15 more miles to get to Roanoke Island.
The dog is anxious. It's been a good ride now, just a long one.
We started out way too late. I wanted to be here a lot earlier, but things happen. Look at this.
What you see?
This is beautiful.
Extremely nice dog area. And you can see the kids' playground in the background. And there's Oscar, who is enjoying being off his leash after 5 hours in the car. And look at all these pretty beach houses and the pond. Just beautiful. This is the inn from the movie Nights at Rodanthe. I had to come find it.
She had to come find it. She found it. And there it is. We finally made it to the beach.
This is beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Super quiet place. They finally made it.
I get to break in my Father's Day present, my early Father's Day present from Lisa. She got me a George Foreman outdoor grill. And it's electric, so we don't use any propane or gas, or we have to use charcoal or anything like that. So when we're plugged in, we just plug it in. I got it. They're far from being done.
We wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about where we're staying. It's a park called Camp Hatteras. We found it online, and it's gotten some really good feedback from people that we do know that have stayed here before. Super nice place. One of the most dog-friendly places I think we've ever seen. Dogs everywhere. Lots of bikes. There's lots of places around here to go that you can walk or bike to.
That's right. There's a Dairy Queen that's like right down the road. You can bike to that. In one direction, there's Kitty Hawk Kites. We got to see that. In the other direction, just a quick bike ride away. And this particular campground is the only one that I've seen so far that spans all the way across the island, where you get views from the sound side as well as the ocean side. So you can be watching the moon rise on one side while you're watching the sunset on the other.
The only thing that I would say that is a little bit of a pain just in this part of the Outer Banks in general is that there's one road in and one road out. So it can get a little hairy getting in and out. But we've seen a lot of people that just literally stop to let you out when they see that you're big and you're trying to get in or out.
Yeah, if you're coming here during the peak season, it's probably a good idea to turn right to turn left. It's very hard to cross both lines of traffic to turn left. You might have to turn right and then find a place to turn around to turn left. That's what I did a few times, and it worked out rather than sitting there and waiting forever.
Right. And I would just say very positively about this part. It's got an indoor and outdoor pool, so you don't see that everywhere. It's got its own beach access. It's got a boardwalk on the sound side. It has a little conference room. Very super nice, and the staff here have just been amazing.
Yeah, some of the nicest people here. And like she said, very dog friendly. I think there was like 200 different dogs there.
Oh my gosh.
That's what the staff said. They said they had like 200 dogs there in the park.
And they even had a dog park. But there was a place to play cornhole. They had a playground. Just different things. It was super nice.
Yeah, and you're about 30 minutes from the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse, and you're about 45 minutes from Nag's Head. So it's right in the middle of everything. It's a great place to stay.
So we highly recommend Camp Hatteras. We have really enjoyed it so far. So we're looking forward to seeing what the next day brings.
Okay, I wanted to show you this map of the campground. Like I said, this is the only campground that I've seen so far that spans all the way across the island. This side over here is where the beach access is, and this side over here, which is the side, is where the sound side is. Now these sites over here are a lot cheaper because I guess these over here are the coveted ones, the ones that are right next to the ocean. But these cost more, and we prefer the sound side because it's a lot quieter of a place. You do get access to all the amenities that are over here as well. It's for instance, if you're all the way over here at the ocean side, you still have just as much to walk to get to the pool as if you were over here on the sound side. The only difference is you don't have to cross Highway 12. which is no big deal. I mean, you're in a crosswalk, they'll let you across. But you've got less to walk to the pool if you're over here on the sound side. Plus, you get great views of the sunset and everything. It was so beautiful over here on the sound side. It's a very quiet place. They're cheaper and everything. Whereas if you're over here, you're going to pay a lot more for these sites, but you still have just as far to walk to get to the pool or the lounge area or the office or the store or anything like that that you need to do. Another thing is that if you are over here on the sound side and you do want to go to the beach, you can drive your car over there and park right here with your parking pass right at the beach access, so you don't have to walk all this way to the ocean. If you want to go to the beach, you can drive over there, park your car right there, and then go have your day at the beach and then drive back to your campsite. I prefer that. I think that's a much better idea. So that's why we chose to stay on the sound side, which is what I recommend. If you like the beach access, I'm telling you, you do get some prime sites over there. And look, they have all this area in between that is, you know, running place for your dog or your kids or whatever. You have all of that. But we just decided to try the sound side, and we really enjoyed it. It was really good.
We're going to start off our day by going to the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. I'm a North Carolina native, but I've never seen this before. So I'm looking forward to getting to look at this in real life. We have fundraisers to save this place. When I was a small kid, they had to move it at one point in time to save it. So this is going to be so cool to get to go see this thing that is so iconic to North Carolina especially.
Yes, it's a wonderful thing, and I've never seen this either, and I was born and raised in North Carolina, and to know that we've got these things in our own state that we've never seen, sometimes it's good to explore the state that you're in. Okay, one of the things I've got to tell you about is gas. Here on the islands, gas stations, you have pockets where there's gas stations, and then you have miles where there's nothing. And so fuel up when you can, for one, but I will tell you this also, the fuel here is going to be a little bit more expensive. I guess they know that you don't have a choice, that you know that you're going to have to fuel up if you're going to take those long drives, so they take advantage of that and they'll charge you more here on the islands. This is the areas that I'm talking about where you've got miles and miles and miles of no civilization at all.
17 to be exact.
Yes, and so this is why you have to get fuel when you can. Otherwise, you might be stranded out here on the middle of the island and not be able to get anywhere. One thing I will say though is there is good cell service. So far so good.
Right?
Yeah, when you say thank you to Siri, you know you're Southern. Oh,
look at that. How pretty.
Yeah. Oh, look, they've got camper parking. Oh my word, if I had known that, then I would have waited till now to do this.
We are going to climb the lighthouse.
We're actually going to the top.
Yeah, you can actually go to the top, so...
It costs $8 a person.
Not too bad. Such friendly people here. We had all kinds of fundraisers as kids. It was, what, how many? Probably several hundred yards away from where it is now.
Yeah, it's been moved. And once we get up to the top, you can actually see the path that it took.
And we had fundraisers, oh my gosh, when we were kids. Small.
We are on our way up to the top of the lighthouse. Boy, you can tell how the sound travels in here. It's an echo. Man, but there are 200 steps, so make sure you're able to handle these steps before you do this. And we're approaching a window. Here, let me show you, we got a little bit of a view. Heart rate's not high. Doing good.
Yeah.
You ready to trek some more?
Yeah. Let's go.
I like looking out these windows, seeing how high we're getting. Alright, keep on trekking.
It's fun.
It's a workout, huh?
We're managing.
We didn't get to go up into the Statue of Liberty, but it would have been like this where we gone.
I bet.
Higher and higher and see more of the ocean. Alright. Says that we are halfway there. Halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. We're halfway there.
This is quite a workout.
Oh yeah, forget the Stairmaster. You don't need that, you just need the lighthouse.
Yeah. I'm managing.
Yeah. See, it doesn't matter that you don't have your treadmill when you're on the road.
Yeah. See, you get one view.
It alternates between the ocean side and land side. That is getting more and more beautiful every time we get higher. Look at this. This is like a landing, like right before you get out to the top.
This must be where it was initially. This is amazing.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
You survived the lighthouse.
I did. Look! We made it!
I don't know if those are designated bear boxes, but they are for
If you look right here, you can see the path that it took. It was way over there. They've made part of it into a parking lot. But you can see that the path from way over there all the way to down here is the path that it had to take when it was moved. Because it used to be right over there on the shore. And due to the erosion of the shore, they had to move it. We're headed back down. Survived.
Without falling and without complaining.
Yeah, that's a miracle right there.
Hey. From a shipwreck.
Oh, really? This was formerly a keeper's house. Imagine when these were working fireplaces.
I know.
Morning bird walk.
Yeah, watch your head on that.
Oh, I love that.
Like that. This here's the angle that I did when I did a wood burning of this particular lighthouse. And I'll show you that if I can get access to it, because I gave it to my dad a long time ago.
This was so fun and not expensive. So it was very, very cool to get to do this.
Yeah.
Now, it may not mean as much to everybody else if you didn't grow up here.
But it's good to finally see it.
Yeah, if you're not a North Carolina native, you know, it might not mean as much to you, but this is super cool. Just looking back at being a kid and studying this place in your history books, and you get to come look at it. Which I think is one cool thing about traveling in general. You can look at things you hear about and go, oh, I've seen that. Say, when you come here, make sure you bring some bottled water.
I would say make sure you're in good enough shape to make that climb, for one.
I did good. I did good.
Well, there's little rest points along the way that you can stand aside, and they've got the windows open so you can get a little bit of a breeze blowing through. It's not too hot in there, at least it's not right now, but I guess it can get hot in there.
And for those of y'all that don't know about North Carolina summer, it's hot.
It can get
Our
hot.
thermostat says 87 degrees already, and it is not even 10 a.m. It's just after 10 a.m. So if you're coming during the summer, and you probably will, I would say come early. Make this the first thing you do before the heat gets to you. There's a wonderful little museum and gift shop. It's real cute. But this is a couple-hour trip. It's so worth it. Like I said, especially if it's part of your history like it is us. I grew up here, and I've never come to the Outer Banks.
It's a bit of a drive, but it's worth it.
The things that our families, I don't know about yours, we typically did Myrtle Beach. And I'm discovering as I go that these real super touristy places are not where you want to be every time. You know, you want to go to some of the out-of-the-way stuff, and this is one of them. But I think the Outer Banks is really being discovered.
Right. We've really discovered a lot of things. Now we are headed north. It's going to be quite a drive. We're going to be headed up to Nag's Head.